Daytime with Aston Avey. Stephen Smith's with me. Joining us right now is regular agony aunt and giving us some advice. It's Heidi Gammon. So Heidi, welcome to Gateway.
Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Aston.
Oh, good
morning.
morning. We've had such a morning. It's been such fun. We've had Anthony on, we've had Wendy on, we've had such good. Dr. Cash was on. So now we have our favourite agony aunt. It's so great to have you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love coming to see you both. It's really my highlight when I come of the month to see you both.
Oh, look, we're going to go straight away into this. It's coming to that season we're all looking forward to. But there's going to be so much stress around it. What can be done to contour? I mean, just like working mums that have to run around the place and do Christmas at the same time.
Yeah, it's always a juggling act, I think, for us mums around that. Well, for everyone really, because you're working hard. The weather's colder, it's darker, you don't feel like going out, but you've got to do all the Christmas shopping and all the food shopping. So I just think plan. I'm a big planner. Plan it all, plan as much as you can, do as much as you use the time that you got. You got a spare hour, get online, get things delivered, make it easy for yourself. Don't go to the shops all the time if you haven't got time.
Oh yeah,
plan is the best way.
It's so stressful because I'm not so stressed because I've got Aston's vegan cookbook for his Christmas present. But I know Aston's really stressed because not only has he got to think what to buy me and saving for it and everything. So I in the summer I got the cookbook, so I thought that took it out of the way. I planned well ahead, which I think helps. So Aston, you looking forward to your cookbook?
Oh dear, you just spoilt something now. So that being said,
you didn't get me one too, did you?
Now Heidi, obviously party season is a problem amongst us as well, especially at that time of year as well. But it's nice to take a date to say as well, like someone on a date or a date with them. But how do some of us ask someone out? As Stephen and I, not that great at it, to be fair.
Nor am I.
It's a hard one, isn't it? I mean, I always say just go for it. Do you know what I mean? What's the worst they're going to happen? Is they're going to say no, they're busy, whatever, but if you can't do that, maybe get a friend to ask them. I mean, send them a text. I always think text better than an email. It's a little bit more personal. But yeah, I just think if you want to ask someone to go to a party with you, then just go for it. Phone them, text them if you can't do it face to face. But yeah, just go for it. I mean, what have you got to lose? That's what I always think.
I suppose so. It's just I know people that are so good looking that you think they'll be falling over them, but they're just not, because people are frightened to approach them and they're not approaching anyone themselves.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I think that's the case actually with really, really attractive people. Is people think they don't want to be asked out because they're too beautiful and they've probably got 10 million dates, but sometimes that's not true at all. Sometimes they're on their own.
Aston, that's where we're going wrong. That's the answer there. Listen, we've got our listeners written into you, and this is so true to life, this one here. Dear Heidi, my mum was coming for Christmas. She's a little difficulty and honestly makes everything about her. My husband can't stand her. We're always at loggerheads. They came to her head last month when she arrived for the weekend to look after my 5-year-old son. Mum is a great help. She started to point fault out right away. I'm used to it and just ignore her, but my husband said enough and corrected and pointed out it's his home and to put a sock in it. Mum walked out the house and texted me to say she will not be coming back. I can come visit her without my husband and bring my 5-year-old. How do I repair this mess?
Oh, what a nightmare, Brenda. So sorry. What a complete nightmare for you. I feel it's a really tough one, but I think at this stage, she's not going to change. You're not going to change her. You might have to appeal to your husband, to his better nature, to make amends. It's going to be very tough if he digs his heels in and doesn't want to do that. But, you're going to have to just say to him, it's your mum. And although, she has her faults, you love her. You want her to be part of her grandson's life.
Yeah.
What can you do? It's a very tough triangle to be in the middle of your mum and your husband not liking each other and not getting it on, and that's going to make you very unhappy. And I think that's what you need to really explain to your husband, is actually this situation is making you really unhappy.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think sometimes it's quite empowering to apologise for something you've not done,
Do you know
just for the
what?
sake of the
Yeah.
results? Is
Yeah,
that
if that's what you
sometimes
need
as
to
you get
do,
older, I'm
yeah, if
often
that's what
doing
you
that,
need
thinking
to
to myself,
do, yeah, even if it's not something he wants to do or something, I'd hope he'd want to do that for you because he loves you and they both love you. So, you know, hopefully he can apologize or he can make some amends. And she probably doesn't realize she's like the way she is, and what he done was hold a mirror up to her, which is, sometimes very hard for us to see that of what we're like because sometimes we don't know what we're
I
like.
think there's a thing with aging as well that you're not losing control. So sometimes if you're a daughter or son, you come into the house, you think you're helping when in fact you're just being a real pain in the ass, but you don't realise
Yeah.
it, and they want to feel as though they're doing something. I mean, that is good advice. I mean, if the husband's big enough a man to say, "Look, sorry, I upset you," you don't have to say, "What's the say?" "I'm sorry if you're upset," which is quite a good one.
Yeah,
That's
that's a really good one, Stephen. Well done. That's a really
without
good one.
apologising, without saying I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and then you get over it that way.
it's sad, really, and a nightmare, I have to say there as well, Heidi. Listening to that question there, so
Yeah.
thank God that I have my mum, as they say there. But obviously, there's been another huge number of questions that have come to us, and this one is from Raquel, who's listening online in Clapham, and she's asked this question: Dear Heidi, they feel awful because their best friend since school has had their boobs done and some other cosmetic procedure, but they did not need them, but he's very happy. So what a nightmare she has become. Flirting with anyone, biting their tongue has worked till now, but they're flirting with their husband, and when they went to a party, Heidi, they want to cut her out of their life, but she's an old pal. Is there anything that Raquel from Clapham can do?
Oh, hi Raquel. What a dilemma to be in. Poor you. It sounds as though that her flirting with her husband was the last straw for you. I feel like it's a straw that's broke the camel's back, really. Um, Poor you. Yeah, it sounds like your friend has had a massive confidence boost, which I guess is good for her, but not so good for you and your friends and her flirting. And it sounds like it's all gone to her head a little bit, that she's getting a little bit of extra attention. Now, I'm sure that after a while, that the novelty of it all will wear off, as it were. But it's a difficult one. I think maybe if you can pull her aside and just say that you were uncomfortable with her flirting with your husband, thrilled that
Yeah.
she's got all this confidence, that you were very uncomfortable with her flirting, and she's an old friend and you want to be honest with her, and
Yeah.
you're not having a go at her, but you were just really uncomfortable and you just wanted to tell her, um and see how she reacts to that. If you feel like you can do that, or send her a text if you can't do it face to face. If you can't do that, just say you need a little bit of space right now from the friendship. You've got a lot going on,
Yeah,
you
you know
know?
what? Also, Kaiji, don't you feel? Obviously, this girl who's not named, Raquel, bless you. Obviously, is having some kind of. She's obviously deeply insecure to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, she's gone and had not just her boobs done, which fine if you want to have them done. I'm all for cosmetic surgery if it makes you feel better. But I think she's feeling quite insecure herself. And then what's happened is she's. I always find people that are highly promiscuous, unless they're a sex addict, are trying to somehow or other just say, "Look at me."
Mhm.
And give me that confidence boost. So really, she's terribly insecure. So maybe sit a friend down and say, "Look, you're loved."
Yeah.
No,
And I think actually, Stephen, that's a really good point. I think she needs to really feel that love from her friends and feel that actually she doesn't need to do all of that to get attention and love, and that actually she has it already. And I always think when someone's going through that and they're changing their body a lot and they're changing their looks a
yeah,
lot, it normally means they're very unhappy. It normally means they feel insecure, like you were saying. So, because otherwise they wouldn't be changing things.
yeah.
So
And as a good
Exactly.
friend,
needs
people
love.
use the word friendship so easily, Heidi, don't they? As a good friend, if they mean that much to you to begin with, even when they muck up, it's nice to give them a chance to sit down and
Yeah.
say, "Look, I feel as though our friendship's being affected because, in a non-hysterical way, because there's nothing worse than confrontation, because of this." And give them a bit of a hand, a bit of feedback on what you feel about their life and wanting to support them.
Absolutely. I think it's so easy to throw these friendships away when actually we all mess up sometimes. We all have to forgive each other. You know, life is tough right now for a lot of people, you know, so, you know, forgive them, have a chat with them, you know, give them chance to explain and apologize and tell you how they feel, and then move on. Life's too short, I think, for it.
Well, and even not apologise, Heidi. Sometimes just to agree, because again, the apologising things we were talking about the mum. Again, it's sometimes just agreeing to disagree and move on is sometimes enough. I find one of the lovely things with growing up is you don't have to. I recently fell out with a friend, and I put exactly why I was upset, and instead of getting any kind of nice, oh God, let's talk about this, woof. Exploded all over the place, and then started a lot of negative campaigns. So the result was that I can't do anything about it. You know, it's done.
Oh, that's a shame.
But it happens occasionally in life. But as I say, if you tell people how you feel, rather than just ghosting them or just say cutting them out of your life, if they were that important in the first place, you'd make the effort.
Absolutely. I always think it's worth making the effort.
Exactly.
And keeping those friendships.
Exactly. We've got you back on before Christmas. Yeah.
Yay,
But-
can't wait. I love the Christmas show.
But how can our listeners find out more about you, Heidi?
Oh, I am at www.counselling-for-you.co.uk, and viewers can listeners, sorry, not viewers, can get hold of me at Heidi, Heidi, at counselling-for-you.co.uk.
I shall give Brenda's mum your phone number so she can ring you up and tell you, no way, she's accepting the apology.
Absolutely. It's so
Heidi,
lovely
please
to
come
see
on.
you both.
Christmas time, we can't wait to have you. Thanks ever so much.
Thank
I'll
you,
be there.
Heidi.
Can't wait. See you soon. Thank
Bye.
you so much. Lovely to see you both.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.